Kendra, I think you got some loud dice.
Oh, no, for some reason I started fiddling with this bag of buttons I have.
And on that note, hello everyone, and welcome to Age of Worms, a D&D campaign played on Roll20. I am MVL playing Lazare. We also have Meg playing Solaris, Nico playing Errol, Jonin playing Fea, Kyle playing Dro, Becca playing Kendra, and our Svengen Master, who will take it away.
All right. Before we begin, I would like to lead us all in with a recently added special acquisition, an opening theme song that should not get our asses kicked by YouTube.
Don't say that out loud. They hear everything. They can smell fear.
I'd also like to say I put a link in for a micro session that was set before I started streaming the campaign. A really cool little bit of interaction you guys will see from some previous banter. But other than that, Ben.
All right. When last we left our party, they had traversed through the swamps south from Diamond Lake, having recently acquired the assistance of young wizard Lazare Blaymore, a researcher from the swamps, whose mentor Marzena, a lifelong friend of Alistan, this town sage of Diamond Lake, had been captured by Lizardfolk for unknown reasons. On the way, they encountered some interesting figures, some assorted halfling produce salesfolk, and a rather quirky gnome from the continent of Melkern. After which, they successfully arrived at Blackwater Keep, only to find the fort under attack by the Lizardfolk. Successfully repelling the attackers, the party now stand before the fort, the soldiers therein having sustained their losses, but otherwise remained true and strong at the end of the day. I would like to welcome you all to Age of Worms, where death is just a feeling. And without further ado, we begin.
Oh, and I would also say, guys, we're -1 Storm/Russell.
Yes. For reasons that I will not discuss on camera, for her sake, Storm/Russell will not be partaking in this particular session. And I will warn everyone in advance that I am most likely not going to roleplay her because I cannot get into her character, so if she's completely silent, I apologize.
Okay. She's just very suspicious of the new wizard. Keep him shut.
Yes.
Alright. And on that note, opening theme off, ambience music on.
Okay.
So you all stand before Blackwater Keep. Its walls now bedecked with the dead bodies of its guards. Some still remaining, but a shocking number of them now lie dead. Some before the palisade, some on the walls, some behind the palisade. And before you stands a line of soldiers. There is meant to be a Dragonborn paladin up ahead with their captain, but I put a human pog for some ungodly reason. And as
disguise self is a spell.
And as you approach the fort, a voice calls over the palisade. Hail, travelers. The fact that we ain't dead suggests that you're friendlies. Soldiers, take down the palisade.
Errol is just gonna jump off the wagon and start running around the fallen people, and just without taking time to see if they're stable or not, just spare the dying, just trying to stabilize as many as she can.
The ones out front are long gone by now. But the ones behind the palisade, you don't know yet. I'm going to do some map editing.
Lazare
Joe's
has
gonna-
like yet to get up from his like fetal position in the where he's lying.
When Joe passes some of the bodies, if any of them have their eyes open, he like does like the close their eyes and just like, you know, like, and he just like gives them a sorrowful look and he's like, "You went fast." Well,
Spare the dyke! Spare the dyke! Spare the dyke! Spare the dyke!
Do that.
Errol, they're not okay.
Okay, I'm gonna roll a die for purposes.
That's always good.
Yeah.
I want to put my hand on Errol's shoulder and I'll be like, "You're doing amazing, Errol."
Okay.
Let's
so
hold off for now.
that was a startlingly low roll. Okay. So as
I mean, they don't magically go, like, they just stabilize. They don't go back to 1 hit point. They're still at 0, but they're stable.
Yeah, I was rolling
Because
that
it's a
die
cantrip.
for other purposes. These three soldiers out front are long dead. So, like these this attack had been going on for a while before you arrived, and they're gone.
how many? Sorry.
You carry on, Meg.
Okay, how many are like stabilized now, and how many are actually dead? Is there a way you can like mark them off so I can?
Yeah. In fact, I'll copy and paste a dude here because exactly one soldier was not instantly killed in that skirmish, and it's this one here that I've just added.
Okay.
So they're all
Still
dead
out, though.
except for this dude. For this
Yeah.
dude right here. Okay, I'm gonna go up,
And,
I guess, and
Lazare, noticing that everyone else has kind of left him behind, checks around to see if anyone noticed him cowering, and then eventually comes out dusting himself off from where he is.
Lazare, you were greeted by the familiar, now up close sight of Blackwater Keep, and there are dead people everywhere.
Okay,
Spare the dyke! Spare the dyke! Spare the dyke!
this is where they directed me towards Diamond Lake, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Joe walks up to the dragonborn paladin. Is that what he is? The general?
Yes, and not the guy with the big red helmet, but the one with the blue cloak was supposed to be
That's the
dragonborn.
Okay, so this is the general. So I take it you're the one in charge around here.
You see the resplendent form of this paladin in silver, blue, and white, full plate, like full on plate mail. A white dragonborn bearing the blue and platinum cape of the paladin of Bahamut, because it's me.
Yeah. Did
And
by chance, did I already have a name for this person?
let me generate one real quick, because
No worries.
I did not do that.
Jonathan.
Jonathan Magnum. Like super macho.
Draco Malfoy.
Draco Malfoy.
Jack Slater.
Okay, yeah, that'll do. You know this paladin, not the commander of the base actually, but sort of a tag along, a healer and holy presence
Okay.
in the wake of the reports of the spawn of Caius. You know this paladin as Skyrider Arathis. I have added a nameplate.
Okay.
It is not visible to players.
nope.
Oh well.
No worries. I will greet Skyrider Arathis then with a handshake when I get there.
Okay.
I
He
do.
will.
Sorry.
Sorry, Meg. You go ahead.
Okay, I want to say like while Dro is talking to this dude, I'll be doing like 5 points of healing to this soldier.
Oh, that is an excellent plan and very generous of you. I'll what's the word? I'll resolve that in just a sec.
Okay.
as Dro and Lazare approach the command unit, the other soldiers sort of going around tending to the dead. On the orders of the large crest-helmeted human, Arathus greets you first, Lazare, and says in the customary low rumble of a dragonborn, "Good to see you again in one piece, child."
Yes, I'm happy to be in one piece, of course, and as you can see, I was able to acquire help.
Spare the dying, spare the dying, spare the dying, spare the dying.
As
Talking Harold, he pats you on the head.
The Dragonborn regards the rest of you, specifically you, Dro, and says, "Well, whoever you may be, you came at the right time. My name is Skyrider Arathus. I hail from the Free City Church of Bahamut. I was sent here on the reports of undead monstrosities in the swamps. But I must say I wasn't expecting this." The large human figure sort of steps up then, turning from the orders he was giving his troops, and says, "I think that just about goes for all of us, Skyrider. As for me, Captain Marcus Hawford, Free City Garrison."
Ah, yes. Well, I am Dro Azalar, gunslinging engineer of Team C.I.A.N. That's we have a little aesthetic going. You see, like he points to all like the colors and everything, and he's like, "Yeah, we have like a team thing."
Yeah, I think I get it.
Presuming you offer a handshake, he would return that and say, "Well, I must say I ain't used to Drow helping me, but I won't turn it down. You've done us a great service here. I can only imagine what would have happened to us if you hadn't shown up."
Oh, fear not. I've seen no indication of this particular Drow taking anyone to the Underdark, but and he gives him a nervous look.
I mean, I don't see why I would take him to the Underdark. I grew up on the surface, so like.
Racist.
Well, there you have it. Sense motive.
Everything.
Insight, rather, in this edition.
Oh, on me?
Yes. He's a very suspicious person.
As this is going on, Solaris, the soldier you healed, rouses sort of like Lizardfolk, tries to rise to a sitting position, but like realizes, oh god, my body is pained, and just falls back over again.
I like catch him before he falls over and like gently lay him down.
Yeah, you do that, and as you get the sense that Dro probably couldn't really lie if he tried.
Yeah, he's too innocent.
At this point, Fire speaks up and goes, "Well, rather than getting back to the people we're supposed to be fighting, is this like how long have these lizards been attacking you, like?"
The captain speaks up at that and replies to you. The attack started this morning. This was the second. I regret to say we've already lost a fair few of our number, and a good portion of them are still laid up wounded in the keep tower.
What news have you of reinforcements?
We would have sent for them. We would have sent for them if our garrison mage hadn't been ambushed on patrol. We could have used a Sindon spell, but that's out of the question now.
Question: This mage, do I know them?
You'd be familiar with their existence.
Yeah. Were they ambushed when I was here last?
No, they weren't present for that ambush, but you can sort of glean that it happened between then and now.
Oh wow!
Because that
Okay.
mage was in fact on the post when you arrived here, and now they're gone.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Do you have a name for this mage? Like, would I already know the name, or should I ask the captain?
Let's. You probably know the name.
I would have probably interacted with them. Also, did I believe Dro?
Oh yeah,
I am
totally. Sven explained that you get the sense he couldn't lie if he tried. It's 100% true.
I figured as much, but naturally suspicious.
Yeah. You do know the name of the mage. You sort of know the command structure of the place. You know Hofford Arathus and the mage, also the lieutenant of the post, a human named Lawrence.
Lawrence.
All right. Skywriter and Captain, you said you have wounded amongst, correct?
And let me add a name here. Hopefully it can be seen.
Yes.
Okay. The captain nods once and says, "We do. The Skyrider here has done all he can in the time he's had, but we haven't exactly had time for a rest. We haven't exactly had time for a rest." And the Skyrider speaks up and says, It can be difficult to do that much healing in the space of a few hours. As the captain said, I've done what I can, but the results have been limited, with wounded pouring in with every attack.
Yes, of course. Well, we happen to have 2 healers amongst us, and I'm assuming you two would be willing to help. He looks at Errol and
I am super Healy.
And Solaris.
I didn't really do much, and I just kind of poofed the storm cloud that was up all this time.
Oh, that was still up there. Okay.
Yeah.
There goes the mood lighting.
But
I'm not as good as Errol, but I do have some healing capabilities.
Yes. And if you're willing to give us a little bit of shelter for the time being, we did spend a lot of resources during that attack.
Of course. It's the least we can
also,
do.
if the buttholes come back, then we can zap them from the top.
This is true.
Any contribution you're willing to make would be welcome.
Of course. And I can help secure some more fortifications here. It seems... can I take a look at the stability of the fort, the resources, and see if I can improve anything?
Okay, roll me a tinker check just for observation.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God almighty. So you could probably reinforce the palisade wall that they've taken down.
Mm-hmm.
Lizards were dying against it, but a sustained assault would probably just rip it apart.
Mm-hmm.
The walls are sturdy. They were built to withstand attacks like these. It's a standard free city fort.
Yeah, I was more so wondering about the fencing and the placements. Stuff.
Yeah, there's definitely work to be done there. Like that fortification up front. You could probably have manufacture a way to give the archers some cover on top of the battlements.
All right.
And
at this point, Fire speaks up again and says, "And you have no idea where the Lizardfolk are coming from exactly. You don't know where their base is."
Well, not exactly, but there's one person who might. Unfortunately, he's currently laid up in the second floor with the rest of the wounded, but he was there when our mage was taken. Errol
starts bouncing up and down. Show me, I can help.
Okay, so on that, Hofford turns to his men and says, "Soldiers, collect the wounded and gather the dead. We're letting these people in and taking what reprieve we can get." The gates swing open as these soldiers push them that way.
Wait, do we have a name for the horse, by the way?
Not the second one.
Oh, okay.
Can Kendra make a perception check?
Yes, what are you looking for?
Stuff on the dead lizards.
Yeah, go for it.
Alright, she has no modifier. I'm gonna try using this thing.
Okay, so no modifier. Perception. Actually, that would be investigation. I'll let you use the 15. But,
Oh, then I would have had +2 if it's investigation.
okay, so it's a total of 17. You find... Basically, you find just a scattering of basic weapons and hide armor.
Dang.
Let's get all of those in. We need that. Like, we can outfit the people. We can outfit the fort people.
Yeah.
We could.
And you do actually find on both the orange-feathered commander and the red-feathered druid, like, pewter holy symbols of the screaming skull of Caius.
Fuck it.
That sounds familiar.
Do I recognize them?
You recognize them from Feldrick's arm.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah, so you find those.
Nah, fuck
As
shit.
soon as the gates open, Lazare scrambles in.
Come,
Okay.
Betsy. Let us go inside.
Kendra grabs the symbols of Caius to bring into the fort.
I pile people in the cart.
Okay.
Bring your wounded in here. Bring the
Yeah.
wounded in here.
helps.
Yeah. So,
So
the two
they,
the beefy ladies like take like people by the arms and legs. They were just like, "Hoi!"
Yeah.
so everyone piles into. Oh, there goes the cart.
Ah!
Bye. It
I
has
just
my-
yeeted the cart.
Yeah. Oh no. Where did it go? Pretend I'm with. the
And
cart.
one final thing to those who are approaching, you notice on the battlements the tall, wiry figure of the spellcaster who had rained lightning-based death down on the Lizardfolk. Just sort of you get no response. This person seems rather preoccupied by something.
Oh.
Were they there when I was last there, or are they new to this place?
New arrival. Like within the 4 days you've been gone, they've this is a new acquisition to the fort.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go over.
Okay.
Yeah. What color robes are they wearing?
Not so much robes as like exceptionally showy casual clothes, like red shirt, black vest, black trousers, long black boots. You notice that it's sort of difficult to tell an actual gender on this person, but you notice the bright red hair, numerous facial piercings, and tattoos up both of their arms.
Okay, I will forego a detect gender roll, and I will just walk up to them.
Okay.
So I will greet them, initially with a handshake and no words.
You're greeted by sort of like half distracted, half still frustrated by the situation at hand. Like not so much a glare, but sort of an appraising look as you get the response. Fancy dress for these parts. Who are you exactly?
Well, my name is Lazare Blaymore, Mage Point Initiate from the Academy. And
They size you up further and just nod. Well, friendly face is better than what we've been getting. Rose Rivers.
detect gender successful.
I'd give you a title, but more or less, at least before all this shit went down. Me and my band just traveled the land spreading music. Felt a lot of good that did us.
Wait, you play music?
No.
That's sort of in the bar, sort of in the job description of being a bard.
What kind? I'm so curious.
She returns Lazare's handshake just sort of very punctually, and moves over to this campsite over here where that thing is that thing on the overlay that I think it is?
Well, we can see if you talk about this guy, then yeah, we can see it.
Yeah, there's supposed to be a campfire there.
It looks transparent for some reason.
I don't.
Not in the GM layer, because we can see it.
A powerful
so
spell
kinda...
indeed is on this campfire.
Oh no! Oh no! I'm. Oh, okay. There it goes. I had a freeze up.
Okay.
Okay, please.
Okay.
Errol is still at the heels of whoever she thinks is gonna lead her up to the infirmary.
Oh, that would be why. There's a layer of dirt over top of it.
Ah, yes, that would do it.
So.
I am dropping off the body, well, the wounded.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna go over to the campsite after I'm done that.
As Dro's walking this way, he notices this. Is this another drow?
That is another drow.
Dro immediately turns and he's like, wait, what?
Okay, I'll resolve these in order of importance. First and foremost, Errol and Captain Hofford and Arathus. The two big beef wads take you into the dark, sort of dingy confines of the keep proper of Blackwater, and lead you up the stairs to a makeshift sick bay, or infirmary rather, which is basically just bedrolls laid out for six obviously wounded soldiers. It's
six? That's handy. Mass healing word.
Good.
Hello, everybody. You're gonna feel a lot better right now.
So, you do that, and the wonderful end of the plague at the end of a disaster of a disease-based disaster movie thing happens. Huh? And rouse from their slumbers.
Yeah. That was from Kireska. Say thank you tonight.
As you say the words Kireska, the big dragonborn just sort of looks down at you in sort of semi-amazement.
Hi.
and says and says, Kireska, little one.
No, Kireska's really big and really cool.
Yes, I suppose she would be.
Okay, who's still hurt?
They're all looking still sort of worse for wear, but they're awake now and not in a permanent state of nearing death's door. We've had a drop off.
That's right. They'll be back.
Becca will be back.
I think it's really fucking cute how the Dragonborn call Errol Little One.
Right?
It's so fucking adorable. They just universally call her that, no matter who they'll call the kobold Little One.
Oh. Yeah, hey, at least your black screen is back.
Yeah.
So, as Errol tends to the wounded,
just let me know how many more spell slots I should mark off, because she will use her spell slots, all of them.
Okay,
if needed.
Yeah, you're back on roll 20. We can see your DP at least, if not your webcam.
It'll load eventually.
Yes.
All right.
So while it's
Stuttery and freezy on my end.
So if you're going to expend more mass healing words,
I can't do more mass healing word because that's the 3rd level spell. I don't have no more of that. But I can I have 3 more 2nd level and 4 more 1st level that I can use for just a cure light.
Okay, so there's 6. If you want to roll me like 6, like if you're gonna expend all of them, just roll me 6 cure wounds, probably 2 at level 2.
All right, 1 1st level, 2 1st level, 3
Oh.
4 1st level, 1 2nd level, 2 2nd level, 3 2nd level.
Okay,
That's all my spell slots. They're all gone.
You get everyone back up to fused, grateful. So while you mark those off, I would like to go back down to. I haven't made a 2nd floor for the tower, so I'm just gonna put you 3 in here. I would like to go back down to the group down below. First and foremost, Kendra, what are you doing in the fort?
I guess I'm just kind of. Okay. Well, I do have. No, I have the things of C.I.A.N, so I guess I'm kind of going up to a main dude and being like, "You guys got some real shit on your hands."
All right. I'm gonna just give this. Is everyone cool with me giving the new horse a random amusing name?
That's fine.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that it was Lazare's.
Yeah,
Lazare,
I never named it.
horse?
I just called it Horse, and at one point, Wizard Horse.
Wizard Horse. That's his name. That's his name.
I think if you study closely, you'll see it has a monocle and is clearly a wizard.
Yes.
I hope you guys don't mind, but since it seems to be clogging up my connection, I'm gonna be turning my video off. You'll still hear me, but my thing's just freezing up like crazy on my end.
Okay.
Wizard horse.
I'll teach it to cast spells.
WH is its name.
Okay, so I'll say Kendra's in here talking to these fine folk, and it's the Dragonborn Paladin who notices the skull pendants first, and just fetches a deep rumbling sigh. Then it's as we feared. They are here after all.
Can I be in that room too?
Yes.
Shit? Okay. I'm gonna follow Kendra in because I'm interested in this.
Okay. Oh man, I keep moving your pog while you're moving your pog. Sorry about that, Meg.
Solaris is just walking around in circles. It's fine. She's
pacing.
Rerouting. Yeah.
Oh yeah, one of the big guys said that Kaios would come and get us, which is dumb because Kareska is way more powerful and will stop him. And I just like bop one of the people in the face, like just like killing word.
Okay, so I'll say that this conversation infirmary. So it's mostly Arathus who reacts to all of this. Poffer just for the most part checking on his soldiers. And the white dragonborn responds to all of this by saying, if the Lizardfolk have fallen under the control of these people, then the problem runs deeper than we realized.
What the fuck was his name? The ugly dude that we took down. He said something about an age of worms.
Feldrick?
Right.
Oh,
No.
It was.
The
original
nasty
guy.
monster guy.
Yeah.
Growlithe.
Nasty monster man.
Would any of that ring a bell? To them talking.
The age of worms is Caius's prophesized return. His followers, well, they enjoy talking it up. Until now, I had no good reason to believe that they posed a serious threat, but clearly that was a mistake on mine, and the part of most of the major churches, for that matter.
Well, we just gotta do our best to not make it happen.
Indeed. And for the moment, having your presence here in the fort is a welcome enough step toward preventing what they so desire.
So does this Caius guy live with the Lizardfolk?
No, though.
Okay.
He carries on. Noticing that Errol's attention, he carries on mostly to Solaris, saying, and actually Kendra, saying, no, but he has been classically associated with Swampland. The stories told suggest that he hailed from one originally, and was also sealed within one.
I thought he was a god and not Hale.
No, Arrow. Hale means that's where you're from originally.
What?
Oh.
The
so
soldier...
like Halo?
No. You say okay. Where are you from, Errol?
I don't actually know.
Okay, let's say you're from
Like a really, really big, cool forest.
You hail from the really big, cool forest, then.
Okay, cool. And I go back to like booping somebody was just like, oh, 1 hit point, 2 hit points, 3 hit points, 4 hit points.
The soldier you're healing attempts to laugh at this, then winces at his crushed ribs and goes back to staying still. And
that's right, stay still, and I poke the crushed rib. 3 hit points.
Okay.
Sorry, keep going back to the plot. Sorry, I just had to. It was right there. I had to. Sorry.
Just laughing, like kind of like smiling, like just giggling. This is fucking Errol. She's adorable. Just gonna go back.
And
back, dude.
And Kendra, I would like to ask: are you handing over symbols of Caius like a fish?
Sure. I mean,
Okay.
She doesn't want to keep them. Bad memories and all.
All right. In that case, Arathis gives you a grateful nod and promptly yeets both symbols into a waiting fireplace.
Nice.
Like, fuck that shit. And
is there I forget, unless we already talked about this like in the session beforehand, is there anything that this fort is particularly guarding, or is it just like kind of like a border patrol kind of keeping the monsters, the oogie boogies away?
Okay, Solaris, roll me local knowledge check. So, history.
History, okay.
Oogie boogie woogie man.
Oh god, I did it on disadvantage by accident. Can I re-roll that?
Yeah,
Okay,
I'll allow
sorry.
that.
11.
Okay, 11. You don't know the exact history of the is. Like, you don't know why it was built, but for the most part, it just serves as sort of a bastion in the swamp on the way from the southern ports to Diamond Lake.
Okay. I'm going to ask, is there anything here that would attract the followers of Caius?
Hofford is the one who speaks up at that, looking up from from just sort of following Errol around, pending to each soldier, and he says, "Well, your guess is as good as mine. We don't exactly protect it. We don't exactly protect anything worth writing home about. Just the roads in the region."
Kendra speaks. Kendra speaks up. Well, from my standpoint, this place is actually, considering its location, it's one of the few places from Diamond City to over there, and they used to be based in Diamond City.
Do you think they're trying to make this their new base of operations then?
It's possible. I mean, it already has pretty much everything they could want.
Do you think the Nicky Man, the poof, the poof that he poofed back here?
Theldrick?
It's possible.
Yeah. Does the name Theldrick ring any bells to either of you?
Both of them offer a shake of their head, and Hofford says, "Well, it's as good a guess as any. If what you say is true, and they actually came down from Diamond Lake, they could be looking for a new place to move in."
I feel like we are partially to blame for that. Then we are the ones that ran them out of Diamond Lake.
Arathis gives a rumbling laugh. You say that as though it's a bad thing. They would have gone somewhere else regardless, and any nest of these people that is uprooted is only a favor to humanity.
You do have a point. But I do feel responsible for the situation. And I will personally do my best to rectify it. I haven't introduced myself yet, have I?
Not properly.
Nope, you haven't.
What's my title again? It's Lieutenant, right? Lieutenant, like, Tanith Solaris of, like, the Lightseekers? Is that what
Captain now.
I'm Captain, okay. I'll hold out my hand, like, I'll go and shake the Dragonborn's hand first. Be like, Captain Tanith Solaris of the Lightseekers of Pelor.
He does almost a double take at that. The lights... Actually, roll me religion.
Oh boy!
And I'll say with advantage.
Oh, okay, cool. Let me do that again, because that was a horrible roll. Oh, it was a horrible roll twice!
Okay, I'll say...
Bahamut guy, right? Because I know Bahamut is good.
Yeah, right? you do know that. That I won't make you roll. And
it's a chaotic good.
And generally, not chaotic good, lawful good.
Lawful, baby.
Yeah.
And you know that you don't know much about the Skyriders, but stories told to you by your mentors suggest that they play sort of a similar role to the Lightseekers. So, so Arathis is more than willing to accept your handshake and say, I need to come up with a last name. Shit.
He says that?
Winter scale.
Damn, I need to control my monologues.
So, Arathis accepts your handshake and says, a Lightseeker. It seems our fortunes... Am I cutting out?
A little bit.
Okay.
It's fine.
Try that again. A Lightseeker. It seems our fortunes improve by the hour. Captain Arathis Niltharel of the Sky Riders of the Church of Bahamut. An honor, Captain.
An equal honor from me. I've heard great tales of Sky Riders.
They have been told, though. For reasons you likely understand, we prefer not to disseminate such tales ourselves. Best to keep a low profile and simply do our jobs.
Understandable. And I go to the other guy and offer my hand. Whatever.
Yeah. He takes it and gives you a handshake with considerably less lawful good cleric-y ceremony. Responding, the room's just rife with captains today. Captain Marcus Hofford, Free City Garrison.
Pleasure to meet you.
I'm out of magic.
I guess if we're getting all military-like, Kendra sticks out her one left hand, so most of them probably have to switch hands now. And Kendra, what was her old rank?
Quartermaster sergeant.
Former quartermaster sergeant in the... Oh God, what was the North called again? Oh, I'm so stupid.
I'll say it's the let's just call it the Alhaster City Militia.
All right. Former quartermaster sergeant of the Alhaster City Militia.
Good. She, Captain Hofford, also recognizing one of military rank, switches hands, not even commenting on it, and responds, "Glad to see we have other people of rank in here. Your presence and your aid will be a great help."
Former rank.
Still counts as far as I'm concerned. You did your time, like we're doing ours.
And scene. Let's switch to the other group.
Yes,
Yeah.
around the campfire.
Good ending.
Around the campfire, Lazare, C.I.A.N, and Dro.
Kendra, I'm gonna write that down. What was she? Alhaster.
Quartermaster. Yeah, she's a
Quartermaster sergeant.
That's the wonderful thing about being Errol. I don't have to write down anything that she wouldn't remember.
I'm gonna write this down myself because we didn't have a name for it before.
She's a quartermaster sergeant of where? Alhaster?
I'm writing it out for you, so you have a copy paste you can do.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit Kendra up about that later.
Joys of technology. Anyway.
Oh God, laptop, why are you being so slow and stuttery?
So, around the campfire outside, it is Faya, Campfire, Lazare, and Dro, accompanied by Rose, what appears to be a pair of like troop dancers, and I couldn't find the proper pog, but a sort of quiet, contemplative-looking copper dragon in full duster vest, the works, looking amazingly cowboy, and looking amazingly cowboy, even though he doesn't have a guitar, he has a fiddle at his side.
Ooh. Fucking love this shit. I love this shit.
Oh, and since Dro noticed, there is in fact another convoy with carts sort of off to the side of the campfire, led by a tall, impressive-looking drow woman with short bobbed hair, grayish purple skin. Instead of the usual reds and purples, vibrant ice blue eyes, and white dress shirt, blue vest, blue skirt, black boots. Can you tell I'm a fashionista?
Joe is like, who do I interact with first?
He's like,
During my comrade's apparent indecisiveness. Rose, that was a particularly potent spell you helped us out with there.
Just part and parcel of what I do, but it's nice to hear it at least. The Dragonborn speaks up and says, "Don't be so modest. You kick ass when you put your mind to it." He looks up at the rest of you and says, Now what brings the rest of you out here? As you can see, it's sort of a miserable place to be right now.
Pretty much kicking lizard ass and saving this guy's mental.
God,
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's not tell absolutely everybody what we're doing, though.
Why not? He asked.
Yes, but you can't trust everybody. No offense.
But he seems like a nice guy. He has a fiddle. How could the guy with the fiddle be bad? Like, seriously.
Plus, you know, they were getting their ass kicked by lizards a few seconds ago. It'd be pretty weird if he turned on us now, don't you know?
And Ron saved us. I can think we can trust that.
The Dragonborn just gives a low chuckle at that and says, "Well, if we're in the interest of all being on the same page, we're sort of in the same boat as these soldiers here. You see, we lost a few of our number a while back, and Rose speaks up, and I'd fuck their shit up if I had a full troop of bards with me, but I don't, and I don't know where that fucking hideout is either. Long story short, we're stuck here. They're stuck out there, and frankly, I don't know what the fuck to do with myself."
You know, it occurs to me that if you were here previously, I might not have had to venture to Diamond Lake. Nevertheless, I do appreciate a spellcaster, and I have toyed with musical instruments myself. I'm a bit of a lute player, if you will, when the mood hits me. But your skill and magic is very, very impressive. The control of the elements, in particular, outstanding.
Well, not as much good as it's done me. To be fair, I happened to see a taste of what you did out there, and what you can do is nothing to whiff at either.
I was ducking for cover. I was not cowering.
Joe like, taps the back of your shoulder and
Oh, there he is.
Sorry, are you trying to hit on her? Because I have a book
What?
to help you with
You're saying this out loud! What are you doing?
No, I just...
Don't touch the mage bubble, okay?
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm gonna reconnect because everyone has disappeared.
Yeah.
Talking about everyone disappearing, Lazare kind of just panics and runs away from the conversation.
Fire sighs and turns to the Copper Dragonborn and goes, "What about you? Can you kick as much ass as Hurdle?"
Well, I can't say I'm any lower college bard, but I like to think I can hold my own. He sort of sweeps the hem of his coat aside, revealing a magnificent pearl-handled revolver.
Joe gets really up close. He's like, and he's like examining it, and he's like, "Oh my god, the marksmanship, the quality. Did you make this yourself?"
Happy to say I did, young man.
Yes, here, look at my two guns. And Joe pulled out his gun. He's just gonna nerd out with this guy.
Yeah, as you do so, he marksmanship. He admires the craftsmanship, and in return, you get a good look at what he's packing. As he says very, very simply, this one here, classic revolver. Made it myself a few years back. I like to call it the Peacemaker.
I see.
And that is in fact spelled this way.
That's what it had better. It had better.
Whilst this is going on fire, I approaches Rose and said, "You know, if you want to work out some of that frustration, I wouldn't mind going a few rounds of you."
He just wants to fight everyone.
She looks up at you and makes a roll.
Oh.
I need to pull up her sheet. I don't have it on roll 20 because I'm a moron.
What's she gonna do?
It's probably.
Gonna recruit Faya for her bard band. Now Faya's gonna be like a
Yes.
fucking
Good.
what instrument Faya play? Give her like bagpipes or something.
Make her fully.
It would be
Knights of Melkern.
As a barbarian, I
that
imagine
required too
percussion
much
so you can bang it.
I was going to say it would be. I was going to say bagpipes would be way too complicated. It would have to be just drums.
Yeah.
Okay.
She'd be like the best drum player ever.
And I'm gonna roll this in secret.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Can only be good.
Uh-oh.
Okay. So, she glances up at you, Faya, sort of takes you in, and says, without prompting, gladiator, ain't you?
Huh. Wow, I didn't realize I was that old. So easy to read, yeah?
Well, suffice it to say, I've known a few, and to answer your question, well, straight across the board, I'm absolutely sure you could kick my arse square in a fair melee fight, and I could probably turn you into a frog in a ranged fight. So, not really a fair match. But if you still want it, I'll tell you what. I'll give you that spar if and when my people come back.
Honest Max. Deal. I've been meaning to learn how to fight against mage people anyway.
Lazare in the background is terrified.
And so the Sinead gives a smirk and says, so I'll tell you what, when we do a fight, I'll give you a 30 feet head start.
You really are a gladiator. By which I mean fucking mad, you know that?
Many people have told me that, yeah. I'll just roll with it.
Oh, trust me, it can be as much a cost. As you're going about that, Dro, while you're interacting with the copper dragonborn, he speaks up and says,
Oh, hold on.
He barks.
I'm gonna mute a bit.
Okay.
The dog's metagaming again.
God damn it!
Yeah, the fort hound starts barking. The dragonborn speaks up and says, not every day. It isn't every day someone willingly tries to scrap with Rose. Then again, it isn't every day anyone tries to willingly scrap with us either.
Yeah.
By the way, young man.
Mm-hmm.
Call me Cooper.
Hello, Cooper.
They call me Cooper the Copper and think it's real fucking fun.
Cooper the Copper.
Oh, I see, because it's like a letter. I see.
Everyone thinks it's the most clever pun imaginable, and that I haven't heard it 1,000 fucking times.
Well,
but I guess it has its amusing side.
Well, Mr. Cooper, sir, I have a question for you. Do you also know Magecraft like Rose?
Well, not to her extent, but I do count myself a bard.
Oh.
So if I may say so, sort of a self-taught thing. Didn't really care much for the established schools. So I went ahead and started weaving my own. I call it the School of the Desperado.
Oh, that sounds so cool! I don't know what that even is, and that sounds cool.
Well, I'll tell you what, same deal as Rose. If our people come back, I might be inclined to teach you a few things.
Yeah, because, you see, I have my own innate magical capabilities, and he makes a little dancing light cantrip. I can do a little bit of magecraft myself, but I never really properly learned anything, but if you could teach me, that would be wonderful.
Happy to do it once we're all back in the same time and place, if you get my meaning.
Lazare has been replaced.
Go learn second-rate bard magic, I don't care.
I'll show you.
And the rivalry begins. We're on.
But yes.
I do want to slowly kind of make my way to the group.
Okay.
Stand as per usual by Dro.
All right.
You do indeed, and you see him conversing with remarkably cowboy-looking copper drow.
They have the same exact hat, just different colors.
By the way, I said copper drow. Copper dragon.
Yeah, Dragonborn.
Yeah. All right. Well, then it was wonderful talking with you, Cooper. And if you need anything at all, just feel free to ask.
Likewise, young man. I ain't going anywhere till my group's back.
All right. Now, oh God.
What news of your group? When did you last see them?
Rose is the one who speaks up and.
You totally cut out.
Okay, Rose is the one who speaks up, replying. We lost him 2 days ago. Not long after.
We lost him 2 days ago. The dog is sad about this. The dog crying.
We lost him 2 days ago. Not long after we set back toward Diamond Lake. We set back toward Diamond Lake from Southport. We could have handled them, but they struck while we. But of course, they struck while we were sleeping.
That's always a bitch.
Tell me about it.
Oh, prepare for night attacks. Got it.
So you were north of here then.
Man, that's some powerful banging going on outside.
This fort is just a very
they
busy
have to
place.
fix the. They're
fixing the fort. It makes
Yeah.
sense.
They have some dogs, and they're also fixing the fort right now. We're kind of just talking over the ambient noise.
Lazare takes a curious step forward. Tell me, did your group have any divine casters amongst you?
She considers it and says, "Well, no, but I guess something along the same parallel. You see, we had a warlock with us. Talented fellow Ambrose. Never been able to figure him, but never been able to figure him out one way or the other. Really handy at a puppet show."
Curious.
Lazare, why would divine make a difference?
It's something I'd rather speak about in private, if you will. Perhaps later.
All right.
Very well.
You do have it on record now that they have taken 3 spellcasters at least.
Yes.
Shit. Okay.
There must
So
be
it was to the north here, right? How far was it?
Only a few miles from here. We were intending on making our way back to the Free City.
Maybe their base is somewhere near there.
Could be. Or they could be spread out.
I just healed a dude who knows more, perhaps, maybe.
Okay.
Errol says hustling out.
I was behind Solaris the entire time. Nobody saw me.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, she was just hidden behind my imposing form.
Yeah,
there it is again.
Pop out. By the way,
It just pops out behind my legs.
Yes, of course. Well, we'll go talk with that person in a few minutes.
We'll need to make a plan of action. We can't just let these people, these bards, be in danger.
No, we cannot.
who's in danger?
And
well, the thing is, I don't think this castle can really take much more to given the state we're founded in.
No.
yeah,
If we
let's
don't
go
find
see
out
just
where they are and
applause.
take the fight to them, we're fucked. I'm just saying that.
and as if to emphasize the point, I would like to point out that there is sort of a line of deceased soldiers formed up over here respectfully by their comrades.
Oh no.
There's a
I
chance
did so much spare the dying.
There's
Okay,
a chance
Adam.
that if we continue to operate defensively, that their numbers can only bolster. It might be best to catch them by surprise, especially if reinforcements are not coming to the fort.
Yes, I think it's time we take the fight to them, but we need to get as much information as possible first.
Yeah,
That'd be
find
Cooper,
them
wonderful,
first.
really.
Cooper speaks up as you're leaving and says, "From what I understand, the captain has a few missing people himself. There could be a reward in it if you do take action as it is."
Very well. We'll also need to rest up. Errol used a lot of healing magic, and we'll definitely need that if we're going to siege base.
I see. Thank you for informing us, and I do definitely assure you I was not hitting on you. And bye-bye.
What?
Rose responds to that layer. That's certainly
Lazare kind of thinks about it, comes back. It's not that you're not nice. It's just I'm oh dear, bye.
Lazare, I need to read you about the chapter about subtlety.
By Scanlan Rasputin, everyone.
Fire mutters under her breath, "I think you need to read it as well."
What?
Yeah, I agree with that, actually. You're like looking at fire like, yeah!
So my question to everyone first: long rest, yes?
Yes.
I would
First,
say
let's talk to the guy.
Yeah, I was
Let's
going to
get
include
information.
that. I was going to include that in your long rest.
And I also want to talk to the drow lady at some point.
Okay. Before we do that, may we take a short, 10 to 15 minute
Yeah,
break?
let's take a real
Sure.
quick
Yeah.
break. So everybody, we're going to take a quick break. During that, enjoy the music and the artwork, and we will be right back. Don't go anywhere. See you shortly. Okay, welcome back. And just quickly, how about that new token for Errol? How about that?
Yes,
Yeah.
I would.
Thank you so much. That's all our wonderful artist, Meg. I'm actually pointing to the correct side. This is all her.
Yeah.
And she was fantastic.
This way. She's
I
over
am
here.
happy
And,
to draw anything y'all ask for.
Plug her Tumblr.
Yeah,
I need to update it so bad.
And I would also like to point out Rose's Pog also made by the same being.
Yes. And then Emily drew pretty much everyone else, I think.
Yeah, Kendra, Lazare, and Faya.
And Faya. We're all.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone else is
Let's get back in the action as we
Woo! In medias res.
Okay, so I'm going to include all the stuff you want to do as part of a sort of light duty. Starting from this end to Meg. Lazare, what would you like to do in this rest?
Firstly, do we have an area where we can rest? Have we been assigned one for, or do we have to pay for it?
You don't have to pay for it. You've helped them out, and they're basically giving you quarter. There are rooms in the basement below, which is sort of the common area for this fort, and there are also rooms on the 3rd floor of the tower.
Okay, I will take going up because I would rather be above rather than below and unable to get out. At the very least, I could like port myself out of the top if I got stuck. Always thinking about escape routes. Regardless.
He's so nervous.
He's a nervous wreck. I love him.
Depending on who is sleeping where, I will get to my assigned area, and then I will start miming my little bubble for a certain amount of time until I am able to create a purple radius to contain myself.
Awesome. And just as a side note, it is a good thing that you are not doing the mime actions and Ank more pork.
Scorpion pit.
Regardless, Lazare will wait on C.I.A.N. regardless, because he does have some things he should probably explain before they continue.
Yeah. Okay. So, Lazare has become Bubble Boy once again. Kendra, what are you doing?
Sorry, I turned my mic off a bit because I'm eating a sandwich. Kendra, I think I'm gonna have her roll for stealth because after divulging some personal information, she's gonna avoid talking about it more.
Okay. So basically
find somewhere away to do her rest, even though she doesn't quite need it as much as other people, so that she doesn't have to answer questions.
I was terrified you'd be in my mage bubble this whole time as I cast it.
Alright, yes, because things are being so slow for me, I am just gonna roll a physical die. Gotta get that back out again, because at the very beginning I was like, oh, okay, maybe this isn't gonna go so bad. But then my connection decided to be, haha, you're freezing every 5 seconds.
Always great when that happens.
So, rolling for stealthiness, if I can find my d20. Alright, there. And let's see, she's got a +2, I believe, with the dexterity. Yep. Ooh, 19 altogether.
Okay, so I'll say that you go ahead and have your rest in the cart, actually, because it's pointing toward the wall and no one can see you. And, Dro, and before
avoided.
So, Dro, and first and foremost, I would like to, while everyone is milling about the campfire doing the thing, Rose starts playing, like, the guitar line of this background music on her lute.
Oh, that's cool. I like that.
Oh, is there background music playing right now?
There is.
Yeah, I might have to reload if it's not playing.
I bet it is beautiful.
Let me. Okay, if you wanna, I don't know why it's not working for you, but if you want to reset it, I'll restart the theme for you.
No,
Okay,
no, we can.
Yeah, it's working for me.
Yeah.
I'm hearing kind of slow,
nice
jazzy.
It's a jazz, and I love it. I
Yeah.
appreciate.
Frick, I cannot hear it.
Maybe you have to adjust your master volume.
Berkey, don't you
I
dare.
did. Yeah, I did, and I
All right.
boosted it. I don't know. Well, whatever. Continue on.
Okay, so
silence.
All right. Well, I'm going to go with the group to talk with what's his face, the one guy. But if we're not going to do that just yet, I want to go talk with Drought Lady.
Okay. You approach, and it's sort of this caravan looks more like proper than. It doesn't look as resplendent as Zozen's cart, but it's definitely more bedecked than your carriage or the farmer's carriage. And there is in fact a what should the sigil be? I'll say that there's on each side of each cart there is a silver sigil, a house symbol of a sparrow carrying an arrow in its talons.
Oh, fuck, it's Littlefinger.
Hello there.
The group around the carts, and you notice these mercenary-looking folk sort of tending to them as you approach. They look up sort of cautiously, but the drow at their head, sort of surveying something in the cart, just sort of holds up a hand to wave away their concerns. As she turns and responds, and well met to you too. I was not expecting to see a drow in these parts.
Yeah, I haven't actually seen anyone of my race before, so it's kind of.
That's a lie.
True.
Oh wait, no,
The merchant lady.
Yeah, merchant lady. Never
doctor.
mind. Yeah, the doctor was a drow. Never mind.
Yeah,
It's very rare to see another drow around here. I haven't really interacted with too many of my kind before, so I thought it would be nice to have a conversation with one.
He's so sweet.
Well, in a situation like this, I am hardly about to turn down such an offer. What is your name, young man?
I am Dro Azalot.
She even though she looks like a fairly she gives you a surveying look, and then very sort of gracefully offers her hand and says, Accordia Koboran.
Hello, Accordia. It's nice to meet you. He shakes her hand.
As you can see, I am in my troop is in something of a similar situation to the bards by the campfire. Fortunately, we have been lucky enough not to lose anyone, but we are still stuck here. I would rather not risk losing my men. You understand?
Yes, I understand. I also noticed that sigil on the side of your carts. I don't know what house that is. Would you mind explaining that?
My own house, House Koboran.
I see.
You see where we are, or at least I am currently, as the sole scion of House Koboran, noted merchants from the Free City. In the interest of conversation, I suppose it would tell you that that we were sort of waylaid here and holed up. We were sort of waylaid on our way and holed up here as refuge. You see, we had some I had some business transactions to deal with in Southport and the surrounding cities. I intended to go back to the Free City, but as you see, that has not quite worked out as I planned.
Yes, I see. But I was just I don't know how to put this, but he's so nervous, and he's like, I don't know how to talk to people. I'm just wondering.
She's just standing there mellowly, hands clasped behind her back.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing amazing, sweetie.
Joe's like, I'm just wondering, where can I find more, of our kind? Because I don't really know where I come from. I grew up on the surface without knowing who my real parents. I just want to know where I come from.
She gives you sort of a quizzical, head-cocked look at that, and I see. Well, it is unfortunate to hear your circumstances, and you, for what it's worth, you have my condolences.
Mm-hmm.
Short of the Underdark, which I would not recommend, you can find plenty of us in the major cities, though. Sadly, a good number of us, well, they succumb to their innate ways and fall into lives of crime.
Yes. It seems I've also been accused of such things. I don't appreciate it, but well.
Of course, it has happened to me as well, and as you can see, I am a woman of caliber. Not to toot my own horn, as the bards up there would say, but just something of a demonstration of the purveying attitude against the likes of us.
Yes. But yes. Well,
I would say this: if we were to say come out of this situation in one piece, and you were to seek me out in the Free City, I could introduce you to the higher society of our kind.
That would be wonderful. Thank you.
Oh my God, Secret Drow Club, yes.
Yeah, can I have the name of the family again? Because I want to add that to my notes.
I'll give you her name spelled out and the family name.
Thank you. Because that was a little... Yeah, so Cordia Coberon. Okay.
Accordion Cobra.
I knew someone would quit.
Goes perfectly with a guy who named his gun Crappy Tits.
Hey, shut up.
And in fact, I will reveal her nameplate too, because that makes sense.
Okay, so... Okay.
Nate should be her code name.
Alright, well, it was wonderful talking with you, and if you do need any assistance of any sort, Team C.I.A.N will happily help you.
Of course, and should any of your fellows require the finest armor in the land of Greyhawk, do seek me out. I have some wares left to sell.
Oh, do you happen to be selling any? Do you have any that I could peruse at the current moment?
She nods sideways to one of her attendants on the carts, and they unfurl a set of wooden ramp up into one cart, and she carries on. Regrettably, I have unloaded most of my wares both south of here and on this very fort as sort of payment for our continued shelter. But I have some items that may interest you.
Okay. What does she have? What did she have?
The cart you enter is sort of full of like specialty weapons. They're hand crossbows, folding crossbows. MVL will know the type. There are a number of rapier designs, including one that in fact folds into a snake-like bracelet and extends into a weapon.
That shit's so cool.
So basically, this cart is full of rogue weapons.
All right.
Russell!
I wish Russell was here so we could buy rogue equipment for her, but...
Russell, get over here!
Maybe she's there, but hiding.
Yes. Trying to think. Alright.
And actually, I'm gonna roll me a thing. Because
Does anyone need any equipment at the current moment, or is everyone good with what they have right now?
Unless they have something that hits heavier than my axe, probably not.
I need lots of stuff, but none of this.
Not yet. I know you don't need weapons. I was more so referring to like Faya and Solaris and Arrow, maybe. Or
Okay.
I mean, what
I'm
kind
doing
of... I want to see what kind of like throwing stuff do they have?
It's mostly dex-based stuff and finesse.
Yeah, I'm not good with finesse and dex. I'm kind of...
You get the sense, Dro, that this cart was not clear. Fighters in Greyhawk rely on finesse.
Mm-hmm.
And
so maybe I can get something cool here.
I'm going to roll myself a d20 to determine if I do a thing.
All right.
It's above 10. There, you notice.
Lightning strikes the card.
It's above 10. So the answer is yes. You notice one piece in particular that I would like you to roll an Arcana check on.
Ooh. Dro's untrained Arcana at the current moment. But he's a nerd, so he might know what this is.
He's a smart boy.
Nope.
Yeah, nothing.
I still think it looks pretty cool, though, right?
Yeah, it's an ornate. It is in fact an ornate silver rapier, like black hilt with a twisting handguard and roses patterned on the black leather of the hilt.
Like
Dro
you could ask her what it is.
Yeah, Dro picks up. He's like, "So what does this thing do? It seems pretty fancy."
Cordia just sort of still in that same hands clasp, idly watching pose, responds, "A piece I am actually rather surprised did not sell in my previous deal. It's as you on the surface you likely notice little more than a mundane rapier, but there are certain enchantments placed upon it to pierce certain defenses, you see, and make it just the slightest bit deadlier."
All right, how much are you willing to part?
The asking price for such equipment typically runs a floor of 1,000 GP.
I don't know if I want to dump 1,000 GP.
You could haggle.
Repair. I could. I would be willing to buy it for, let's say, 750 GP.
Persuasion.
All right.
Yeah, that's a pretty big drop off.
Girl, I'm open.
Mother of
I got lucky.
Dro, you smooth mofo.
How much money do you have?
I only have 100, but I'm like,
Party funds.
we have the party funds.
Like,
And I
the
don't
thing
know
is,
if
I'm not sure if who would use it.
I could use it, but like,
that's right.
because I need a melee weapon if my guns break, and I need a weapon that's actually good.
If you would sell your pepper box, yeah.
Rogues can use rapiers as well.
Yeah, and I think also I'm trying to think who else could use a fancy rapier.
Right, Russell
Fire.
has her. Russell has her thing.
Yeah,
Fire
Russell has
could.
a short sword. Fire could use a rapier, I
Is
think.
rapier like a strength thing?
It can be
dexterity.
either. It can be
it's
either.
choice.
So that's why I could use one, because I could use dex off of it.
How much?
Yeah,
how
it's-
much
Kendra
is-
probably could, but she literally needs no other weapon. Magic possessed sword.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So plus it's a magic weapon, and I don't have any like things that can go through DR right now. So I think having a magic weapon would also be handy, just in case.
Yeah, that might. Yeah, either you or Faya probably. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because I think Fire, don't you have like a +1 longsword or something right now?
I think I just have a regular longsword, don't I?
I think Russell has the +1.
Yeah,
Yeah.
also has the +1 short sword. Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
Faya is all regular.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Apart from the dagger of Venom, but anyway.
All right.
Yeah,
so
you do have that.
Yeah. So what about the haggling?
Okay, so Accordia gives you that same quizzical head tilted look and just takes on the slightest of smiles and says, "Well, for being good company and considering that I have already quite a handsome deal on this trip, I would be willing to acquiesce to that.
All right. I will now subtract the party funds. All right.
Zerila me screams.
Yep. So 3,
This is why
4.
Kendra keeps her money separate.
Don't worry, I'm expecting us to get a lot more money after the end of this, hopefully.
Oh yeah. We got a lot.
You may do.
Mm-hmm. So now that I have the rapier, I'm gonna go to Lazare real quick.
Okay.
How big was?
It was a pleasure doing business with you.
She just inclines her purposeful way of a note, says, and likewise to you, Droazar. Best of luck.
I'll see you once again, Accordion. Eventually.
Accordion Cobra. Okay, so what was that you were asking?
How big is this room that I'm in?
It is the same size as the bottom, like only of the. Actually, no. It's basically one long castle tower. So all the floors are the same size as this base level down here, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and a half. So almost 50 feet long.
Oh, so it's a pretty big room. I'm guessing more than one person is in this room.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, typically, at the moment, all typical are either wounded or on the walls defending the castle.
Right. Regardless, I'll find a
it's more like a
section.
barracks rather than so.
Yeah,
Oh,
more
yeah.
of a barracks rather than wall of.
Oh, in which case, were there guest rooms downstairs?
Yes.
Oh, okay, in which case I will go downstairs rather than in the barracks.
That makes sense. I'll let you do that retroactively because it's not a huge thing and it's all part of this long rest.
No problem.
So
But before anyone gets in there, I will take a look at the two books. The very clean book that was labeled as Merovin Basque. I'll take that and put it into my possession. The other book, no name on it. A very dark, necromantic-looking book. I'm going to put on a table in front of me.
All right.
So as you do that, Dro kicks down the door and he's like,
"Whoa!" Jumps into the bubble.
Hey, while this insanity happens, I'm gonna keep it on my toast.
Alright. I have something to show you.
Oh!
I need to. What are you doing?
Crawl out of the bubble. That's that's an odd entrance. But hello.
Hi.
Knock next time.
Well, why would I knock? Like, the door was like, I figured you weren't busy. We're kind of just.
Well, startling maybe. What did you want?
Oh, well, you see, I just bought this fancy new sword, and I want you to identify it because I think it's magic.
Oh, of course, you defer to my greater intelligence, of course. Allow me to take a look at that.
Wait, was that an insult?
Oh no. Should I get it on Arcana, or should I cast Identify on it? I could have an Arcana check on it.
Yeah, I'll say you could because you've enchanted stuff.
All right. My Arcana is like ridiculous. I'm an Arcanist.
Believe it or not.
Yeah, it's plus 11. I've got double proficiency.
Oh, you have expertise in it.
Yeah.
I see. Oh.
Even though you roll a natural 5, that's still enough. This is a +1 rapier.
I'm kind of like looking at it absently. Well, this is a particularly potent rapier, although I'm not very learned in, mundane weapons, but this is better than your average weapon, and you kind of like whisk it around a little bit. I believe this would penetrate magical defenses and would do a little extra damage and hit a little easier.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you. I'll stop bothering you now.
Yes, yes,
Oh.
although
I see you're looking at the books.
Yes, actually, you know, it has been troubling me. I've never really needed spells in an offensive capacity, you see. And, well, these books are very interesting. The first is a very upstanding book. This wizard, Merivin. It would be interesting to know a little more about him, but, this other book, there's no name, and it's, well, it's a little more troubling, I'm afraid. Spells in this, book, they're not exactly what you would call against the status quo, but they're certainly on the borderline. In particular, this one spell drains the life from its victims. Now, Mage Point is very practical on its spells, but it certainly feels evil in nature and borderline. And it does.
Yes, well, I happened to pick that book up when we were investigating some bodies were being taken away from their graves. And we ended up at this lighthouse, and this man named Filge, or Filge? Filge. He was, let's just say he was disrespecting the bodies.
I'm afraid I
doing
did
awful
suspect.
things with them. But what I see from it is that you're a nice guy. And you can use this power for a lot greater good than what he did. For example, he had surgeon equipment with him. He was operating on their bodies. And we decided to give them to a doctor who could better use them to, save people's lives rather than take them.
I did suspect, unfortunately, may have belonged to a necromancer.
Mm-hmm.
There is a spell in particular devoted to the preservation of a corpse for a long period of time. Although, with the right practicality, it could be used to stave a corpse ready for resurrection. It could have its uses. Alas, I do find it troubling.
Yes.
There's one spell in particular. Well, it's quite interesting. Earlier, you made mention of a rotten cabbage. Might I procure that from your person?
He pulls out the cabbage from his hand. He has a sec. You want this thing?
Yeah, that thing is black now.
I'm afraid it's a means to an end.
Oh, okay. You want the cabbage?
Yes, just put it down on the table, please.
He sets it down on the table.
Thank you. Oh.
Okay.
Oh boy, I use prestidigitation to make it smell much nicer.
You do that. It smells less like the death of a fart, and now more like a room again.
Alas,
do you want me to get more rotting cabbages? Like, I can go do that if that's what you want.
No, just a small amount of this will suffice. I don't require offerings of rotten cabbages, thank you. I do, however, have some, well, more information on our quest, if you will, and I do require to speak to your group, as I assure you're the leader.
I never thought about that.
Well, you're the...
What if I am the leader?
Well, you're the best dressed by far, of course you're the leader.
Thank you. That makes me feel so nice.
Are you not the leader?
I mean, I don't really think we have, like, a leader, so to say. I mean, I'm the one who, like, kind of, like, pitched, like, the idea of making this a team. And, like, I've kind of forced everyone into coming along with this journey, but, like, I guess I am the team leader now that I think about it.
You know, I kind of ignore the ranks beneath me at times. Perhaps the structure is a little differently.
I mean, we're all kind of just friends. Like, we kind of just do things together because, like hanging out with each other, and we have a good time.
Bro, I understand what you're saying, but don't trust anybody, okay?
Can I roll an insight check on this?
You may. Yeah.
You can insight check whatever you want, man.
Regardless, like, it's Lazare's point of view that you should not trust anybody.
Well, I think I can put my trust in the people that I want.
I
If
see.
it's someone like Solaris, I'll always put my trust in her. She's been there for me more than anyone else. If there's anyone I trust the most, it's her.
We're family, man.
You
I'm not here.
have to beware that even your family could stab you in the back, and you find yourself alone.
Yes, well, I've never really known my family. He gives you a wink.
I'm afraid I'm very much the same. Since... And then he stops. Regardless, this is getting out of hand. I do need to speak to your group.
Okay, well, I'll go get everyone. We're gonna go talk to that one guy who Errol saved the life of, and try to get more information, and then we'll all reconvene here.
Thank you, and I'll be hiding in the bubble.
You do that.
Correct
Okay.
myself? I'm not hiding, but I will be in the bubble.
You said hide. You can't take that back now.
Okay. So, with that concluded and Dro coming back up to retrieve people, Faya, what have you been doing?
Okay, this is gonna be the bridge version, and it's actually kind of funny. Dro, as you're walking down the corridor, you pass Fire, who is also trying to find Lazare.
This is why I have the bubble.
Yeah. Unlike Joe, she's just going to approach the door, sigh, and then just go. Just knocks on the door loudly. Hey, bitch boy, you in there?
Yes?
Is this a good time? I can come back later if you're busy.
What is this concerning?
I just wanted to know if you're alright. You've been kind of quaking in your pants the whole day, really.
No, you've misjudged me. But you know that kobold isn't gonna kill me, right?
She says, "Look, she'll be fine. Trust me. If you can make her, if you know any spells that can make her scales golden or just, you know, anything flashy, she'll be distracted and you'll like you. It's fine."
But it's actually funny because I mentioned a dragon scale and he produces a red dragon scale.
Keeping in mind Fire's on the other side of the door at this point. She hasn't actually opened it. She just shouted from the other side.
Okay, he produces it to himself. I have been working on something rather impressive. It's not breathing fire, but it's good. Anyway, I will see you with the group, I'm sure.
He says, "Okay, just remember, we've got your back, right? Because
Sense motive."
Sure.
Disadvantage through a door.
Indeed. Fire's saying it, but she's saying it with a bit of worry, like with a lot of concern, if that makes any sense. So, she continues, because look, finding, how do I explain this? Whether you win or lose depends on whether or not you take the opportunities, and just, I don't want you to get hurt because you're shitting yourself throughout every battle, okay?
Are you giving me a pep talk?
Sure, why not? I mean, I freely admit I'm not good at it.
I'm
but,
quite alright, thank you, I'm a powerful wizard.
I wasn't disputing that. Fair enough, whatever. Bye. And you think you're gonna walk off.
It's more of a
Okay.
get good, son talk.
Errol, are you still poking injured people?
No, I ran out of magic. I am now shadowing the White Dragonborn.
Okay. He's also out of healing magic, but he's tending to the wounded as best he can, sort of hanging around for when the group shows up to discuss matters. Matters, TM.
Yeah, I'm just shadowing in the literal sense. Like, I'm trying to copy exactly what he's doing. Just like...
Oh my god, Errol's so precious.
Oh my god. Oh my god. She's like Damien Mizdow. Okay.
It's like Alice, but with healing powers.
Okay. Solaris, last on the roster. What are you up to?
Has anyone told me we're gonna meet this?
Joe did. Joe told everyone he wants to meet everyone.
It was mentioned at the campsite.
I'm gonna look for Kendra.
Good luck.
She's nowhere to be found.
Okay, roll me an investigation check to try and see where the hell it was.
A stealth was 19 and
Nope.
I can't find her.
You can always try calling her.
I'm gonna be walking around being like, Kendra, we have a meeting. Kendra.
Alright, hold on a sec. Alright, very, very reluctantly, she pokes her head out of your own guys' cart. Looking just a little bit groggy, a little bit grumpy.
Is there like hay poking out of her hair and stuff?
Is there hay in the back of the cart?
No.
Oh,
no.
Okay.
That would be if you slept in the stable.
Her hair's a mess, though.
When isn't her hair?
That's true.
It's either her or Fire who's gonna win messiest hair, to be honest, but...
I mean, Joe doesn't brush his hair either, so...
Oh my god, we're all disgusting people!
I have no hair, I win.
So because it is a meeting, she specified it as a meeting, Kendra does reluctantly come out of her hiding to join meeting stuff.
She's slowly getting out, and I'm watching. You're not really a team player, are you?
Haven't really been a team person ever.
Fair enough. Yeah, I understand the unwillingness to cooperate. Sometimes people are they're a little much.
Assholes. Shit faces.
I mean, I was trying to be a little bit
canoes.
more delicate. Well, yeah, you got a point. I'm trying. People can be douche canoes. Let's head out.
Alright.
So, do you want to? Well, while we're heading out, do you want to talk about the quartermaster thing?
Is she attempting to persuade me?
A little bit, but kind of in a weird, awkward way because I'm not very good at talking. I've given them orders.
You know what? Try to roll persuasion against Kendra. She's gonna be like resisting full on.
Why don't you roll?
13.
You would be resisting with insight.
Wouldn't it be
I guess it would be insight.
Yeah, it's like this gray area.
Yeah.
Alright, Did we say will or insight?
Insight.
Either way, it'll probably
insight
be the
is
same
will.
Yeah.
It would
So
probably
either
be
way.
my wisdom modifier.
Yes.
Yeah, insight is wisdom mod.
Which she has nothing. Oh frick, it's just a 7.
Gotta tell me shit!
We get to learn about Kendra.
Unless you think that her character wouldn't tell.
Yeah.
Dice mean nothing if it's your character.
You could finesse the issue, maybe.
Yeah, no, I'll be like, I'm gonna say like, you don't have to tell me full details. It's just nice to know people's general backgrounds.
It was a draft, okay? It's not like I chose that life.
All right. How many years did you serve?
Oh god. Now I gotta scroll to the bottom of her page, which isn't working really well because I'm
I can do it
freezing
for
like
you.
every 5 seconds.
I can do it for you. 8 years.
8 stupid, long fucking years. Fighting a stupid war that got nobody any good shit.
And Solaris,
Yeah.
Solaris, you are an Alhaster native, so you know that
What?
you know.
Am I an Alhaster native?
Yeah, you were, because you were part of the, in a sense at least, you were part of the Alhaster Church of Pelor for a long time.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
you-
I was.
Isn't that where we met? In Halaster?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's
thought we
where
met at
me.
Mage Point. Okay, we met in
No,
Alhaster.
I grew up near Mage Point, and then,
And then-
I ended up in Alhaster at some point.
Yeah.
And then bebopped along. So
Mhm.
yeah, Solaris as an Alhaster know about the war because it was a war launched against the dwarves of Valimar in the north.
War against the dwarves of Val.
Basically, it's the plot of the one shot we haven't done.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
Would I have fought in this war too?
no, because you
As
were
a-
part of the church.
Okay,
And
I
the
was.
church
Church
remained,
people don't get drafted.
yeah, the church remained officially neutral. So the city of Alhaster, as far as the draft went, would have been like, well, that's a shame.
I'm gonna say I spent a lot of I'm originally from Alhaster, actually. I know about the war. It was disgusting, nasty business. It's bloodshed for the sake of no bloodshed.
Yeah, and pretty much that was
There's no taking this bloodshed.
yeah, and pretty much that was the opinion of everyone with half a brain, because in the end that war was not popular, and it pretty much became clear that it was just an expansionist thing launched by Archduke Zahir of Alhaster as an ego booster.
Bitch, baby.
Yeah. And be like, I'm sorry, 8 years of your life was wasted on that.
And my arm.
And your arm. Are you ever gonna share the story of with?
Sorry, that kind
No.
of cut out. What?
No, I was like gesturing. I'm like, you ever gonna share the story about your situation, or are we just gonna leave it as is? I'm assuming it's a war casualty thing.
Later.
Later. All right, fair enough. If you ever have any questions for me, feel free to talk.
You know, before I was drafted, I was apprenticed to the greatest wizard in Alhaster.
Damn,
I should have been where Lazare is.
Fuck, that's rough.
Oh man, I didn't know we'd get this session.
Is that
Well, I mean, technically last session she was ranting about it drunkenly,
I
and
know.
she doesn't remember that, and Lazare was the only person who didn't hear.
Kendra, I'm sorry. I really, fuck, life is a mess. Things happen that we can't control. Method over, and it's even fucking doubly as horrible when someone makes decisions for you.
The hourglass is already broken. Just gotta do something with the sand on the floor.
Yeah. I guess that's one way of looking at it. I guess I can see why you don't really like our new companion that much.
That's putting it
Yeah.
kind of mildly.
Yeah, he's kind of
Chris?
yeah. Yeah.
I mean, gods, I thought Dro was high maintenance.
He is.
Yeah. Yeah, believe me, he used to be a lot more high maintenance. He's been working on it.
Well, whatever, we got some meeting thing, right?
Yeah. Good talk, good talk.
Sure.
Things are getting spicy.
Okay, and because it's important, I am gonna go ahead and actually DM DM Becca a thing about what she has just revealed.
Oh dear. When my computer is moving as slow as molasses.
It was launched by the expansion thing was launched by Archduke. What's his name?
Zahir?
Zahir?
Yeah, Archduke Zahir. And I'll spell that.
Oh man, first he did it with the equalists, and now he's like, nah, not cool, man.
There's so much going on here.
God, I swear, after this session, I'm gonna have to restart my whole laptop. This is the slowest I've ever seen it.
Wow.
It's not good. It's not good at all.
It's a freaking Apple laptop. These things don't slow down.
Ooh, yeah, that's weird.
How old is it?
It is from my college days, so it is maybe closing on 5 years. But seriously, this is the first I've seen it do this.
No, I've heard my friend she had an Apple laptop and it lasted for around that time 5 years or something. She got
Maybe they never slow down because Apple users just consistently pick up the new models.
I mean, generally it's because not as many programs and viruses are made with Apple UI because no one wants to build an Apple UI.
Okay, so
Alright.
if that's
I got the information.
Excellent. And if that's everyone squared away, I will segue us.
Did we just walk by Russell? I guess Russell wasn't part of this.
Yeah. I'll just say
Joe would
she's
have grabbed Russell. Joe would have grabbed Russell, but
yeah. She'll just remain quiet off in the corner. Okay, so I will segue us to the second floor if everyone has done stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, we had the impromptu character building thing going on.
The best kind of character building.
I love it. I love all the party dynamics happening right now.
So, as advertised, you all make your way to the second floor of Blackwater Keep, where awaits a young battered-looking scout. Kendra, you know the look of a fresh recruit, and this guy's a fresh recruit, comparably as old as you were when you were drafted.
Oh, frick, feels.
And yeah, this is the same soldier. In fact, a pair of actually one side worth of crushed ribs before Errol came along. And he speaks up as you all enter the room. Arathus, Errol, and Hofford are already there.
The captain said you wanted to talk to me.
Yes. Are you comfortable with talking? You still recovering?
Not necessarily comfortable, but it's...
You're totally cutting out.
Damn it. So I'll try that again. Sort of wincing from his makeshift bedroll.
Cut out again.
Oh my god.
No, we got you. Just say the thing. Say the thing.
Say the thing, go.
He's wincing on his makeshift bedroll. I got it. If you cut out, I'll read your lips.
We'll fill in the gaps. We're all learning to lip read. It's fine.
I wish so much I could figure out what the hell this thing. He just sort of nursing his injuries. He replies,
Well, not exactly comfortable, but it's got to be done.
All right. First thing I want to ask you, you were out and you figured, did you find out the location of the lizard base or?
Well, if we didn't, we came fairly close. We were jumped. We were jumped by the sounds of things. The same group that attacked the fort not that long ago. There were too many of them, and I barely made it out. It was to the west of here. Further into the swamps. We were about a day in. And we were about a day in, and it took me at least twice that long to get back.
Were you looking for the lizard people? Why were you there?
No, but we found them. We were investigating the spawn of C.I.A.N. A sighting made by one of the villages close to where we were.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't find them, but we still got certainly more than we bargained for.
Did you see any evidence of other humanoids in the area?
Any evidence of what, Meg? Sorry.
Humanoids.
Humanoids, like people-looking people that are not lizard people.
He
He leans back and come to think of it, before our lieutenant sent me to carry word to Blackwater, I saw two people on an overlook. One I couldn't make out. The other in black armor.
Why couldn't you make out the other one? Were they too far away?
Distance, and I think they were wearing some manner of cloak.
What kind of armor was? What's his name? The guy who ran away. No, the guy who ran away.
Feldrick.
Yeah, Rick the Dick. That was our nickname. What kind of armor was he wearing?
Black plate mail.
Fucking bitch.
So
it's those fucking caught. Great.
Were there also? I wasn't there when you guys talked about that. Okay, never mind.
What?
Did they also have dark magic casters?
What manner of magic? Did you see any sort of magic when you were over there?
No, nothing. No, well, sort of. Their druid. The druid was with us.
Mm-hmm.
Was it the druid, that shaman of theirs? He looks down at that as if sort of troubled by a memory, and carries on.
Who made it back from this? Just yourself? This druid you mentioned, were they killed or taken?
The druid was the druid that a lot of you killed the day before. The lizard druid. It was on their side.
Right. Okay.
He carries on and says, that shaman cooked Francesco in his own armor. Don't know how he did it, but he did it.
That's okay. I know that spell too.
And he carries on as just sort of like, I know who was lost, and I saw who was taken, and they're still out there. I don't know how many more lizard folk there are, but I don't think we've seen the end of them yet.
Why would they take people? Why don't they just kill them? That's weird.
Well, Errol, remember what happened last time we dealt with people like this? Probably for sacrifice.
Oh.
Whatever.
Oh no.
Yes. So, what I think our next plan of attack is, we need to gather up some force, and we're going to take the attack to them.
Do you think they also took the person that we're looking for, cool lady with the skull mask?
They did, but I would prefer to discuss this in private, if you will.
Very well. Then I say we should make plans for what we're going to do tomorrow, and best prepare ourselves over the night.
Agreed.
He there's a pause from the soldier as he sort of collects himself, and then adds, I think I saw their leader too. Never seen a bigger lizard man in my life. He had a trident. He had a trident, and anytime he threw it, it would zip right back into his hands.
Oh.
I mean, oh no, that's terrible. We need to.
It's okay, Errol. I think it's pretty cool too.
It's not cool when you're on the receiving end of it.
Like, I mean, he
But it
throws
is really
comes
fucking
back
cool.
to him. It's really
Yeah.
fucking cool, right? Yeah.
If he throws it and it comes back, then if you catch it before it comes back,
Oh,
then
for
it won't come back.
fuck's sake. So, okay.
No, it would drag you towards him, wouldn't it?
Anyways, Fire, I expect that
Fire.
you're going to be the one to deal with that person when time comes.
Oh, the fuck, yeah, I haven't been on that accent. But I'll just say, we should probably save the poor guy's lungs here. So, to sum up, there were two dudes watching over them. One of them had black armor, and one of them was in fucking cold armor. There was that druid. They possibly have a druid, and they also have a big guy who throws a magic javelin, or whatever the fuck it was.
Magic
Was there
trident,
anything
no
else?
trail.
Have we missed anything?
Yeah, a trident has 3 points, and a javelin has just the 1 point.
I
Sorry.
fucking know. I've been stabbed by them.
Okay.
It's okay, Lazare. She gets like this when we talk too much.
Okay.
Why were you by the ocean? Okay, you know.
They're common
Fire
arena
supplies.
weapons.
Oh, sorry. He likes fucking exotic stuff in the arena. I don't know. Anyway, point being, was there anything else we missed on that?
Where are they?
West.
To the west.
Just west. That's a lot of.
About a day to the
Even
west.
I know there's a lot of stuff just west.
Yes, but that's our only lead, and that's the lead we have to take right now.
Yeah, it was about
out?
he already explained that it's about a day out to the west, and it took him considerably because ribs.
We can get there pretty easily with Bessie and Wizard Horse.
Want to take a horse in a swamp? That might not be the best idea.
Well, are we gonna walk there? Like, is that the plan?
I mean, it depends. It depends on how the swamp looks, because some swamps, if they have like traversable roads, then yeah, sure. But if we're gonna trek through the middle, then we probably don't take horses because they're going to sink.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm gonna.
You don't want the swamp of despair situation from there.
Yes.
I'm gonna buy some long boots.
I want to ask, what is the weather like in the...
You might want some walking clothes too, Lazare, because you're going to get dirty.
Oh. Well, as long as it's not too bad.
Essentially, oh my god. Essentially, it's not the best plan, but it looks like we're just heading west and yelling, "Come at me, bro," and see what comes our way, I guess.
I mean, they seem to take everybody who comes along, so it's probably better if they find us rather than we find them.
That's true.
Also, we are super big and super loud and super awesome, and they can't possibly look past us. That doesn't work.
And if they come find us, we can take one of them and find out where they come from.
Presuming they don't take one of us.
They seem to like spellcasters. They've been going after spellcasters.
Well, it's a good thing we have a few of those.
Fireside. Actually, that's bugging me. I know you mentioned that human sacrifice thing, but that time it wasn't really spellcasters. It was a monk. I don't remember the Navi using any kind of magic, so it's kind of weird that they're being specific now.
Maybe they want something bigger.
Yeah, you're right.
Maybe.
Bigger, maybe.
Well, either way, they're taking people.
May I ask this monk? Did they have any religious symbols adorned on them?
Just kind of a long story. They kind of used to work for the they kind of used the word for Feldrake, who was part of the C.I.A.N courts, but then shit hit the fan. He started using us as a hostage. I tried to intervene. He took me out with one shot. It was a fucking messy business.
Did they have any symbols on them?
I can
I don't fucking know.
I can provide for the rest of the group who can answer. Before both of their conversions, Navi and Braddock both wore the symbol of Hextor.
Right.
Well, yeah, they were part of the cult.
Yes. So, I think what's best to do now is we prepare for tomorrow and we go over what our plan is together.
That's all.
Should we be including our group with us?
It should just... I think the smaller the party, the better, because we don't want to attract too much attention.
At the very least, we can go there and see who they have, and see if they're still alive, and then free them, like we did the Kenkus, the bird people.
Lazare, question. Do you have the ability to send messages long distances?
Alas, my arcane area of focus is evocation as of late in preparation, and I do not, but if you have that spell on a scroll available, I can learn it.
I can do it tomorrow.
It's funny you should say that, because as you're speaking, Hofford actually speaks up and says, well, it's funny you should say that. He produces, in fact, a scroll from a belt pouch and says, Lauren's left one behind in case of emergencies. I guess he never...
Is that the spell where you say something and then another person hears it? Because I can do that. Just not today, because I used all my magic.
He called it sending, so I can only imagine.
I see, I mean, by coincidence, you wouldn't happen to have 50 gold pieces worth of expensive ink as well.
Oh, I can do that.
I see, well then I believe I could learn the spell.
He, Hofford hands the scroll over to you. Lauren's never imagined that the emergency would be him being captured in the middle of fuck all nowhere. So you'll make better use of it. You'll make better use of this.
Oh, apologies. Is this the spell sending or message?
If it's sending, I think it's second level.
No, sending is third level.
Sending is level 3. Oh. I will need 150 gold worth of expensive ink.
Well, at least it is for clerics. It might be different for arcane casters.
Let me look up sending.
I'll say this. Actually, you know, Lazare, that if the hut that you and Marzana called home is on the way west toward this.
All right, and would I
place
potentially have some materials there?
Yeah, if you didn't, Marzana would.
Right. Okay, that's good to know. Yeah, but that's on the way as well. In which case,
man, I can give you expensives as well if you need money, but
yes, I believe Marzana had a hut on the way. It is in the same direction. If we could stop there, I could recover some valuable components. I am in fact lacking some materials for some spells I would like to move into.
Very well. I also need to start making some more bullets for my guns, so I'm better prepared for tomorrow. And does anyone else need any last-minute equipment, or are we to go on that front?
Yes, sir.
I just need to fucking sleep.
I have a dragon.
Just quite tall boots, I guess. Maybe thigh highs.
I'm pretty sure there's...
I don't know how tall the mud is going to come up to.
Yeah, do they have swamp wear? Because technically you can get like kind of snowshoes, but swamp shoes.
Yeah, and the captain is willing to let you have like free reign of that equipment, because going in to rescue and the people of the groups that they're keeping watch over.
All right.
I do want to ask about the weather. What has the weather been like lately, specifically in that direction?
I won't roleplay this out because it's easy to. You've observed sort of what it's been like, but the word is it's been like rainy nonstop in this whole region for days.
We gotta get them boots.
Yep, definitely. All right. So now then, Lazare, you had something to say, but you want to do it privately, correct?
Yes, Yes, let's, John.
Very well. Let's go.
Thank you. It was very nice of you to tell us all of that. Now you sit down and you sleep, and then tomorrow everything's gonna be better.
Lazare completely forgets to thank him for the scroll and just leaves looking at it.
The soldier just sort of nods his thanks to you, Errol, and says, "Good luck out there. Don't turn out like me."
That's okay. I'm a lot cooler than you are. I mean, because you got clobbered by Lizardfolk, and we just got rid of them.
Fire just puts on
So
your
we're
hand
gonna
on
be
Errol,
fine.
starts pushing the hand on Errol, and starts pushing her out. And just,
But if you start talking to Kareska, she's gonna make you just as cool as we are.
yeah, it's okay. He needs rest. I sort of turn around and sort of give him a sort of keep
Maybe
fighting.
Kareska's gonna visit you in your dreams. It's really
Come
fun when she
on.
does that.
So everyone's kind of filing out now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Kendra goes up to the recruit, kind of leans in with a soft voice. Do you choose this life? You don't have to talk. Just nod yes or no.
There's a brief pause before there's a shake of his head, followed by the tiniest reply. Staff shortages in the garrisons.
Well, this kind of job is going to take more than you're probably willing to give. So find your way out when you can.
He nods at that, and just replies, "I guess you'd know, looking at you."
Yeah. Rest up. You'll need it.
I will. And you all be safe out there.
Can only try. And then Kendra goes to follow the rest of the group.
Cool.
Damn, son, we're getting some character building with Kendra. I love that.
The happening is happening.
It's happening.
And may I ask really quickly? May I ask really quickly, who's going down into the basement common area again?
Probably with Lazare because he wanted to talk to us.
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, I'll just explain the room really quick. Actually do it earlier. It really is just like a common guest rooms. It's also where the soldiers eat at night. It's a big underground chamber, built into the hillside, and their supplies are sort of scattered everywhere. But there are 3 neat crates bearing Accordia's sigil of House Coberon.
Ooh.
Are the rooms partitioned off, or is it one big area to sleep in?
The guest rooms are partitioned off.
Okay, in which case, Lazare will take them to whichever one he's been assigned to, opens the door to a purple dome.
Are we going inside the dome?
Let me see, yes, that'll work. There's just enough of us.
You're letting us in the bubble.
Yes, it's a nice bubble.
Follow me, please.
Yeah.
And Lazare steps in.
Whoop.
Everyone gets in. Errol kind of hits it like a wall. Apologies. Sorry. Yes, you two. Go ahead. My mistake.
Very slowly. Okay.
This time you go through as Lazare changes the settings, so to speak.
The bubble makes hardest noises as you all enter.
No one will be able to hear us in here, and for the record, if we were to camp in the swamps, this would be a cool and dry place regardless of our exterior.
Yes, I think this would make it wonderful.
Regardless, as you know, my master, Manzorian, he appointed me a tutor, Marzena Delander, who is missing. I was appointed to her due to my, I guess you'd call it, displeasure with other forms of magic. She herself was a hybrid of arcane and divine casting, and a follower of three death gods, none of which were evil, one of which rubbed off on me, and he shows the red skull on his necklace. And of course, you know, she was captured. And I travelled from here to Diamond Lake for the help. Alistan was a trusted friend of my tutor, and he recommended you, so I guess I can trust you. I'm very slow to trust, so I mean, yes. So myself and my tutor were doing research on Caius, the undead worm god, and she was captured by the Lizardfolk, and this may be the reason, but they also seem to target divine casters. I myself was unable to protect her, and she got taken, and it's really bad, and here I am. Anyway, we did some research, and I'm very good at research, so I have some things you might want to know.
Lazare.
Yes?
It's okay.
It's fine. No one can hear us in here anyway, so it's fine.
No, I mean, it's okay. We're friends. We're here to help you. You can trust.
Quite.
Just because Marzena was taken away.
I mean, no disrespect, but you shouldn't trust anybody. Regardless,
But you trust your god, right?
well,
See?
initially it was just to impress my tutor, really, but it has become something more important to me. That's not really the subject. Our research did uncover...
Errol feels vindicated.
did uncover a few things. Caius has some connection to the Ebon Triad cult. We weren't quite able to uncover further, but there is some kind of connection, and we did unfortunately uncover that Caius is making some kind of enhanced zombies, and these have a form of regeneration that is particularly potent, but it can be stopped, and this is a potential connection by divine magic will halt this regeneration. We also understood how they have been spreading. It is through implanting worms into living hosts, and we were able to uncover a cure for this. The spell Cure Disease will remove this affliction.
Errol, do you know that?
It's lesser or greater
Hang on.
restoration.
Lesser or greater
Okay, I
restoration.
got
Okay.
lesser restoration. I got that.
Alright. Errol, prepare a few of those for tomorrow, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
Ugh, worms. Ugh.
Yeah, you don't want worms, right? That's why you want a few of those.
No, they're bad for the stomach, and they eat what you eat, and then you don't get to eat them.
Mm-hmm.
He means
why
the
it's best.
spells. Errol.
Oh.
Size. Probably add,
Okay.
and now add tons of zombies to that, and you've got the gist.
Yes, but we have two divine spellcasters amongst us, so I think we can take care of those things when time comes around.
I didn't come to find out why they are taking divine casters, just that they are targeting them. So with that in mind, you will be targeted.
Hi, me. I'm super small and fast. Nobody can find me. Look, and I run behind a table. Is there a table in your dome?
Whatever was in the room by the time I cast it would be in there.
There's a desk.
Yeah.
I run under a desk.
Oh,
I'm gone.
Alright, so...
size.
I...
Well, on the one positive, that means they have a reason to come after us aside from just us walking around their home, if we're
Right.
ever in that direction.
Then that means we must take extra care to make sure nothing gets a touch of Errol or Salaris.
I will probably be fine, but no offense, Errol. People will.
Who are you talking to? I'm not here.
Oh. Well, if Errol is not in the room,
I got you. I am here.
it was a good one. She will need to be kept an eye on.
I'll keep to Errol.
Fire, just in case, just stay close to Salaris.
Alright. Back to back and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds right.
Lazare
What,
just moves over and picks up the necromancer book and stares at it for a while.
What death gods did Marzena follow?
Well, we follow Kelemvor and my own deity of Ouijas, the god of magic and death. DM, what was the third one?
The Raven Queen.
The Raven Queen.
Oh my god.
Would she happen to know a tiefling named Zacharias? Have you ever seen someone of that description around?
Have I seen someone with that description around?
No, not around your hut.
No, not around our hut.
You ever seen an abundance of ravens around your hut?
Do you just only think about your boyfriend, Salaris?
Hey! I want to know what our connections are. Okay?
You know,
Okay, I'm just saying.
I have heard stories of ravens coming to speak to casters and granting them magic. Even the guys of Ouijas has been known to appear as a raven, or so I'm told.
I might have some connections there. I show him like my pendant of the Raven Queen. I now have more of a reason to help you out. Hopefully that's worth a little ounce of trust.
It's not that I don't appreciate it. I can't trust anybody. I'm sorry.
Well, hopefully by the end of this you will earn our trust. Or we will earn your trust. Shit.
I understand that I am inexperienced in this matter until today, and it pains me. I've never had to kill anything, and I know it was just a lizard folk who was a monster and trying to kill us, but it was still difficult to kill it.
Becky!
And what's weird is it was too easy, and now I have to look into more offensive spells like this book here, and it makes me a little uncomfortable, as does all of this company within my personal space, so I eject you from the bubble!
This
I'm
book
not with you, come on!
Yeah, I'll just get like blasted out.
Yeah.
Fucking rude.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Well.
Well,
Come on, Tiny. You're bunking with me.
Father's good.
Yeah,
Well.
you, Errol.
I show the dragon. Okay, I will sleep in your bed.
oh,
Tiny dragon.
Oh, that fast as it goes. Well, I'm fucking getting some kip. See ya. And it walks off.
What's a kip?
It means
It's another
sleep.
word for sleep.
I thought it was like an alcohol thing.
She's gone by this point. She's not.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's an alcohol thing.
Salaris? I know I kind of do a lot of stupid stuff sometimes. And I don't know how to say this, but I've got your back tomorrow. Okay?
thank you. I have yours. You're looking
Always.
very flashy with your new trench coat, which I've yet to draw.
Yeah, you like it? I like the
you're a
design.
target. You have each other's backs, okay?
Better
Always.
me than you at this point.
All right. I'm gonna see if they need any help with lookout.
I'm going to go make some things.
All right. I'm gonna go upstairs and kind of go into the field and ask around the captain if they need any help.
Is there like a workshop anywhere I could go to like make bullets real quick, or?
Yeah, you can because they don't forge weapons here, but they do have to. There are workbenches in a side room in the underground chamber.
Okay. So I'll be there until I go to bed.
And Solaris, you can definitely take a watch with the guards.
Mm-hmm. Who is out and about? On the ground?
Well, pretty much. By this point, Accordia has retreated, and her mercenaries are just standing watch. Rose, Cooper, and their two dancers are still at the campfire, just mingling, and actually both the soldiers and their captain and Arathis are all on the walls.
I think I want to go talk to Rose. I want to go talk to Bard.
All right. Oh, no, that was not what I wanted. I zoomed out instead of selecting the soldier.
Oh boy. Oh man, I'm not used to roleplaying by myself.
You got this, Meg.
I got this.
And you notice as you approach, there are a team of soldiers doing the unlovely task of burying the dead.
I'm gonna go over and make a mental note of heading over there later to help out with the burial. I want to go up and kind of wave a little bit, and I want to ask, I missed the introductory portion of when you're talking to the rest of my company. How long have you been here for?
Rose sizes just sort of your armored visage and says, Been 2 days now. Thought we'd be safe here, but the fuckers have been attacking the fortress too.
They're the same fuckers who took the rest of your party?
That they are. Scaly bastards.
How do you feel about having more of a hand in fetching them?
I've thought about it. But you see, Cooper and I have two non-combatants with us still.
Mm.
And if shit goes sideways, I want us to be around to protect these two. Otherwise, I'd be all over it.
Fair enough. Well, we'll do our best in one piece.
Yeah. If nothing else, I trust you. I'll trust you'll at least try, which is more than we can do right now. Cooper sort of leans back against the fire, sort of leans back against the fire pit, hat tilted down in the cowboy way, and says, "Yeah, nothing to do but go with the flow right now."
It must be frustrating. I sympathize with the idea of missing members and not being able to find them.
Rose is mostly preoccupied by the thoughts of group, so it's Cooper who responds. Had some experience in the matter yet?
You totally cut out.
Damn it.
Some experience in the matter thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Had some experience in the matter, young lady.
Oh, I have, Yeah. Yeah, put it simply, I have some history.
Yeah. Our situation ain't but it happens sometimes.
I'm just glad someone's able to do something about it.
Yeah, I have some personal stakes in the matter. Also, just it's kind of in my job description to help.
Yeah, I sort of gathered. Full play to yours. If a sort of.
Sorry.
I'm the one who needs to be apologized. There. God, I totally forgot what I was gonna say.
Something gathered about my array of plate armor and my ranking.
I told you you're a protector because you got that armor, babe.
Yeah, and your holy symbols. Basically, it was just saying you look like a paladin.
Yeah.
And he carries on and says, well, out of the interest of conversation, what's your purview, paladin? Who do you follow?
I'm Captain Tanisilaris Lightseekers, Pelor.
He sort of gives a interesting expression as his eyes fall on your queen. He carries on and says, I see. I could have guessed from the sun, but that's an awfully strange choice of jewelry to be accompanying it with.
I may or may not have experience with.
Well, fair enough. I ain't gonna judge. Just sort of a conversation piece, you know. God's a laughing death and all that.
Well, the way I look at it, if they're all on the same side, and I was in a position where I needed to get some shit done. Raven Queen helped with that.
Rose speaks up at that and just from her position, sort of kicked back, arms crossed, glowering a little at the fire in her frustration. She just says, "Hey, fucking end to that."
It sucks being in a station where you're trying to operate with your hands tied behind your back.
Ain't it true at that? Well, I'm not sure if you heard since you missed the introductions. Might as well bring you up to speed. Big copper bastard over there is Cooper. Call him. You can call him Cooper the Copper if you really wanna raise his ire. And as for me, Rose Rivers.
Nice to meet you, Cooper. Nice to meet you, Rose. We'll be in touch.
Best of fucking luck out there. Better than ours, at least.
Aye, aye, Captain. I leave. I can't leave. Are you kidding me?
Okay. And I take it you're moving on to help with the burials.
Yeah, I'm gonna help with the burials and offer prayers and shit.
Yeah, you're in a good position to do so. Your dual beliefs.
Yeah, I'll do like Pellar and Raven Queen and all that bullshit, and then I'll help with the first watch of the night.
Alright. So, I wish I had proper music to express what I want to move on to, but the night slowly draws to a close and begins to pass. All of you in your rightful.
Sorry, I'm going to switch one of my spells. Sleep to Stinking Cloud.
Okay.
I'm going to make some bullets.
Okay. Roll revolver or shotgun?
I'm going to make shotgun shells.
Okay. I do believe we decided that was...
So I'm looking up the new rules for Gunslinger because they recently updated it. They also changed how grit kind of works. So now, like, trick shots I get way earlier, but I have to pick some. So we'll have to discuss that later.
Okay.
But it says for the blunderbuss, which is like the standard shotgun, like scattergun, It's 5 GP for 5 shells. So however much is that, and then however.
I'll go ahead.
Basically 1 GP per shell.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and say that you can forego the cost because you are in a room full of basic materials, including black powder and such.
Okay.
So you have it on hand, and the captain is willing to let you have full run of that.
Very well.
Roll me your D20 check.
Okay. Here is my tinker check.
Okay.
Okay.
You get 1d4 shells.
All right.
Come on.
Yes.
Max shells.
All right. 6 shells total. All right. And then would I have time to make some extra Nativis bullets or?
Yes. I'll say you can devote an hour to each, basically.
Okay. And then I will make. All right.
Oh,
again.
nice. That's going on the system I've been using 2d6.
2d6. All right.
Mother
So
of
11 more. All right, I'll take these good rolls. So let me see. I'm at 49 Nativis bullets. All right, so I'm good for bullets for now.
Okay.
And yeah, that's it for me for now.
Okay. And because both of your guns are done, I'm assuming.
Sorry, you were cut out. I don't know what you're.
Okay, I'll say that again. Because finished, I assume you're gonna sleep in a bed tonight.
Oh yes.
Okay.
Anyone taking watch after me, or is it just me?
The soldiers are gonna rotate all.
Okay, I'm just gonna help them out, and then I need sleep because I'm probably the only one that got hurt in that fight
Yeah.
by like 6 points.
I really need sleep to get the rage back. Yeah.
So.
And that means we all regain hit dice if we spent them.
Yeah.
Good point.
Mm-hmm.
So while everyone's doing that, I'm going to go ahead and continue on the subject of Dro, because as this night, as you drift off, you were greeted by a dream.
Oh, this again.
Uh-oh.
Sort of a familiar one, as you once more, again for another time in your life, you wake up, or at least perceive yourself waking up in the shadowy expanse of a great highborn villa in the courtyard. This time, each time you experience this dream, it seems you wake up in another room in this villa, but now you find yourself in the courtyard. Shadowy figures passing in and out of the ether of dreams all around you. Sort of a visual of a villa that once may have existed or been active. You don't know. All you know is what you see: the shadows, the stonework, the courtyard before you, and the moon above.
So I look down at myself. Do I look okay?
You do. You look you look like you, but for whatever reason, perhaps meeting another drow that particular day, you perceive your eyes falling upon your hands longer than usual. Regarding the state of you, knowing what you've experienced this day.
I get up and I decide to walk around and explore.
Okay. So you exit the courtyard and to a wraparound squared off U-shaped hallway around it. Before you find a door into a central room, whereupon when you enter, you're greeted with a room that you have explored before. sort of a semi throne room, less so that of a royalty, but more nobility, with two chairs on an elevated stone dais at the end of the room, and doors on either side leading to adjoining rooms.
Are there any like paintings in the room that I know about, or anything of importance?
There are paintings and tapestries and such. Tapestries mostly pertaining to imagery associated with the drow, and above the stonework, well, above the thrones and the stonework is in fact a portrait of two drow, and two shapes beneath them that, in your experience in these dreams, have always been blurred out. There are supposed to be figures there, but you have never laid eyes on the third and fourth participants in this painting.
Still hasn't changed, huh? I move on to the next room.
All right. You find yourself in, let's say, a regal-looking map room, dominated by a large table bearing a substantial map of Greyhawk, surrounded by books on either side, creating sort of a squared off pathway around the table.
I look around for anything that seems different compared to my last time I had this dream. Anything, or is everything still pretty much the same order?
As you sort of take in the bookshelves, you notice the book, and in a row of books, sort of that you can sort of fuzzily make out as being books about the great drow families of Greyhawk, basically the surfacer families. There is now one bearing the Sparrow and Arrow of Coberon.
I take the book out.
Okay. And as you do so, consciousness begins to sweep over you again, as your experiences in these dreams are usually very, very brief enough that you don't really glean anything specific from them before you wake up. And sure enough, you rouse in your room, in a bed for once. So an unfamiliar one, but a bed nonetheless, with sunrise pouring in. That was a great place for the song to end.
Another dream about that, huh? I guess I still have much more. Well, he puts on his hat. Time to get ready.
Hangers!
Okay, so what are the rest of you doing? It is morning.
Fire's just gonna be
actually, it's quite late for me, so I was gonna ask if we could if we play another half an hour, that's fine by me, but then I'm gonna have to stop.
Yeah, I was gonna say at most half an hour, but I got a job to do today, so
yeah. Fire's just gonna be outside swinging their swords and waiting for ready.
Okay, let's at least get everyone started. Does that sound fair? Take longer than half an hour.
Problem. Let's do it.
Okay, so as I was saying, what are y'all doing getting ready aside from Fire, who has just said?
Spells. Hello, Karaska. I need a lot of help today, and I need to get a spell that takes care of worms.
You successfully prepare lesser restoration with the sense that Kareska is active. Stay safe.
Yes.
I'm ready to go.
Drew comes outside, looking a little like not as like happy-go-lucky as he usually is. Just a little more like serious look on his face. It looks like he's like contemplating something.
I noticed that.
Oh yeah, you definitely do.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know him well.
Did you wake up on the wrong side of the bed?
Oh, thanks, Solaris. No, I'm doing fine.
Insight check.
I called it.
I'll make a deception.
Does he have a worm in him?
Does he have a worm in him?
Nope.
Damn, okay. I'm gonna just be like, alright. Do you know where everyone else is?
Well, Fire's probably either drinking or fighting something.
Sana!
Making like
The latter.
Well, we should be heading out soon. I'm ready to go.
Kendra's probably still sleeping, but Errol will probably wake her up sooner or later.
I mean, Errol probably already woke her up.
Yeah.
Kendra, ever not the morning person, is just squinty-eyed and glaring at the world.
I mean, if you get woke up by hello, Kareska. So yesterday we did this, and so today I need this.
You wake up in the underground to the squeaky sound of Errol and the familiar sort of dodgy smell of army coffee being brewed in the sort of slapdashified kitchen used by the soldiers.
Coffee.
It's not great stuff, but it will wake you up.
I should really learn how to make coffee for Kendra.
Kendra just kind of zombie shuffles for a nice little mug of coffee.
You share the room briefly with an equally sort of haggard-looking Captain Hofford, who just hands you one like, "Here, I get you."
Lazare gets up, attends to his appearance, does his spells for the day because he changed them, and then he goes to the kitchen area to try and get served. Also get some rations if he can.
That's easy enough to attain. There's one more awakened with it soldier tending to each station of food and beverage. And you have free run of the fort, so you're able to acquire like some salt pork, hardtack. Yes.
He entered the room that Kendra's in, right?
I will make a life or death save.
Yeah, Kendra's gonna try to trip him again.
Okay, deck save.
All right.
What am I rolling with?
I'm just making Lazare make a deck save.
Oh, okay.
Alright, let me bring up my character sheet.
Oh, like Kendra, maybe your reflexes are as great as they. Am I cutting out?
Yep.
Just a teeny.
Okay, so Kendra, maybe it's because your reflexes aren't great in the morning. Ain't a morning person, but Lazare just steps right over your tail.
I do the
I'm
kind
going to
of
listen to her coffee about it.
I kind of do the Telltale game thing where I just like text beneath me goes like Lazare will remember that. He just nods his head.
A telltale game thing.
Just as planned.
Rest in pieces.
Oh my
I
goodness.
never played any of their games, but I mean, the graphics looked good.
It's the end of the world.
He goes and gets himself some dry rations, as you say, and then like the coffee sounds amazing, so he will get some of that.
Yeah, it is. It's army coffee, so it's made. So it is made exceptionally strong. Like this is coffee that is. This is Vanta Black coffee.
Yeah.
It is the blackest coffee there is.
I imagine it's worse than what Lazare is used to, but he still drinks it anyway.
Yep, it tastes like like bitterness and burning, but with how strong it is, you can practically feel your body awakening with every passing second.
Yeah, he's had to go with like rations for the last couple of days, so he's getting used to it.
We've had food for you.
That's true, but the previous 3 days I did not.
Okay. Joe is gonna try to gather everyone. He's like, all right, everyone, make sure you fill up your water skins so that we have plenty of water. And also...
Errol runs away to the well.
Well,
Faya, go make sure she actually fills it up correctly.
Well,
Yeah, actually... While Dro's giving his speech, I'm going to actually ask...
cut out.
what is he doing?
Just
There we go.
keep doing the speech.
I saw a well appear.
There's a well.
Oh, the well.
The create water spell succeeds.
Also, let's see, what else do we have here? What else? Also, Errol.
Ha!
Dro tosses you 2 little diamonds. In case we need those. I don't know if you have the spell yet or not, but in case we need them. Okay, in case we need that.
So those are 200?
200.
Gotcha.
I say, wouldn't happen to have a less valuable diamond on your person.
Well, those were my 2 diamonds.
And she also has the exceptionally fat diamond, too.
Yeah, she had the fat diamond as well.
I have 2 200s and 1 500 diamond.
What do you need? What kind? What other?
I've been working on something, and it needs a diamond, but I need time to perfect it.
Got it. The next diamond we find, I'm sure to give it to you.
No problem.
But I don't have any more right now. I do have. Do you need a ruby for anything? Or pearls?
A pearl I'm good with. It's not used up by my spell, but materials are useful in all aspects, even when I come to it.
Yeah. Well, it's a pearl necklace, but it does have, uses.
Lazare kind of thinks for a moment and pictures himself in a pearl necklace, but then shakes his head.
Oh gosh. I see what you... Okay, yeah.
Oh, I gotta remove the cabbage from my inventory as well.
I never really imagined font of infinite stinking cloud, but...
Yeah.
The cabbage is as best wrapped as he can. Like, he will cast prestidigitation on it periodically to stop it stinking.
Anyways, everyone, today, what we're going up against, we have no clue what we're going up against.
Lots of lizard people.
Yes, but...
And a swamp.
Yes. But we don't know what else is in that swamp, Errol.
Lizard people. And other lizards.
Yes. But what I think needs to happen is we need to stick together. And Fire and me tend to have the tendency to jump the gun, so to speak. But I think we need to be...
quizzically at his gun, which is on his belt. How do I jump that?
But anyways, we need to think first before we act. What we're working with right now, we don't know how many there are. It's a whole army, probably. And we need to figure out what we're up against before we actually take them on.
Who's gonna Leroy Jenkins this?
Well, at first I was thinking it was going to be me or Fire, because Fire also has that tendency. But I don't want that to happen again. I don't want that to happen, because the last time we tried that, I almost
died horribly.
Almost died, and also almost got Errol killed, and I don't want that to happen. Not Errol, Russell, sorry. I don't want that to happen again. So
our best chances, we need to agree to work defense.
We need to be on the defense, especially if they are after our 2 divine spellcasters, who are the reasons why we are still alive to this day. So
you're shelving that gun?
I will not pull it out until absolutely necessary. And I have a new weapon for now. We'll use this until the time being.
But I think. How is your gun a spell?
It's not a spell. It's a gun. It makes lots of noises, Errol, and that's the point. That's the problem.
Okay, I get. Okay.
Although, I suppose you could attach an arcane focus to a gun.
I never thought about that, but I don't really know too much spellcasting just yet. But hopefully, I'm trying to learn something. But we'll see what happens. But for right now, we need to act cautiously.
Alright. But if they come at us, I'm not holding back. Got it?
Oh no, I expect you to fuck their shit up, so to speak.
Now that's talking.
Yes. But what I'm saying is we don't pull the trigger until absolutely necessary.
Right.
So we're super quiet? Okay.
Yes, we're going to try to be quiet.
Okay.
Not exactly my strong suit.
I know it's not your strong suit, Solaris, but we're trying new things. I am also not a quiet person, but you know.
A good thing stealth goes on collective rolls.
Mm-hmm.
This is gonna be my favorite day.
Fire leans down to Elle and says, I'll tell you what, let's make a game of it. Whoever makes noise first loses.
I'm never gonna lose.
Alright.
Favorite day ever. Everyone's gonna be fucking quiet.
MVL, were you gonna say something?
No, he was just observing the scene and chose not to comment.
That's his pose now.
Yeah.
So, if everyone has come to a decision on the plan, and everyone is also prepared, I believe now is as good a time as any to segue us out.
Right, well, thank you for watching, everybody, and we'd love to do some more D&D on the channel. It's been so much fun. I've been MVL Gaming, and we've been DM'd by the lovely Svengen Master, and our players are Meg, Nico, Jonin, Carl, and Becca. Much appreciated. Thank you for watching, everybody. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube and follow from Mixer and Twitter? Twitch, there you go. And thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you next time on Age of Worms, because death is just a feeling.